Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right. We started out with the few of us on a cruise ship, and we noticed people turning into zombies, and we fought our way off of that ship basically. Another character that I played, Vera, she died. She killed herself.
As well as my character's son, Sam, died from a zombie
Right.
bite.
In a ship where they tried to get away from the cruise ship, they had zombies attack there too, and that's where Betty's son Sam died. Then they landed on shore in North Carolina, and they met a new Sam, a completely different one, not related. And this person is now with the group. Appears to be a 13-year-old boy, and it goes by the name of Sam. Has also followed the group, and in this town, they group up together and they meet an elderly couple, Henry and what's her name? I can't remember.
We'll call her, yeah,
Eleanor.
Eleanor. Yep.
All right, and they helped out the group, and especially when a motorcycle gang attacked them and tried to hold them hostage and forced them to do things for them. Not sexually, but the unfun forcings. We did those things. We ended up killing the boss's girlfriend.
Spider-Bait.
Yeah, Spider-Bait is her name.
Yeah.
And the boss is called Hell.
Ooh,
So
hell.
yeah, Hell.
Ooh.
So we escaped, and we took the elderly couple's RV, and we also had a car and a motorcycle, one of the gang's motorcycles. We took that also, and we headed towards the west to some military base who was taking in civilians. So we decided to head there. But before we got there, we met some people along the road at nearby church, and we went there because our RV had broken down, so we needed help anyway. So we got them to help. Now, that didn't work out too well because a lot of zombies showed up, and also the motorcycle gang, they showed up as well. And
inside the church, there was a pregnant lady that had a zombie baby.
right, straight out of a horror movie. And this baby was stronger and faster and more powerful than any zombie ever, and it had teeth, and it could eat through walls. It was amazing. It was super zombie baby.
It was. It was.
And could climb like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was unbelievably supernatural.
And it took a shot from remember the Virgin Mary statue? Took a full-on shot from the Virgin Mary statue, and still lived. Just basically kind of pissed it off a little bit.
Wow.
There's also another little girl, also named Sam, that has the flu.
What's her name, Sam?
Yeah, I remember that because it's the only characters name I remember from the church.
Oh, well, so many Sams. I missed that.
It's the Sam Zombie Apocalypse game.
Recurring Sam characters. Okay. And then I guess we escaped from there, safe, and of course only we survived. And was
Of
it
course.
the mechanic?
There was a mechanic. I want to say Timothy, but I could be wrong. But
Yep. There are two people that are driving. Let's see. There's Joe. Joe's the old guy. There was Timothy, but remember, Timothy died just as he was by the zombie baby. It got him just before he was getting out of the church. And then there's Zachary and Michael, which were the two country bums that helped the priest of the church, well, the pastor of the church, with chores around the church and whatnot. So they're on the RV is Zachary and Michael, the old man Joe, and also the father. There's Samantha, which is the young girl, and then there is David, which is he's the father of the woman that died during the pregnancy that was trying to give birth. No, is it? No, I'm sorry. It's Gregory, and then he has a couple sons too. So there's quite a few people that are on the RV still.
It's the party RV.
Exactly.
Is there room for more?
I don't know. We'll have to see. So you guys have now traveled a little bit of a distance from the church, and you can see the glow of the inferno still as you're driving off into the the distant night sky. The moon is full overhead, and the absence of clouds cast a sort of a beautiful blue tinge across the nearby countryside. So, as everything kind of develops, the conversation of Samantha arises. And it was by Pathfinder, basically by Cletus. And Sean, which is Dee Dee, he was in agreement that he did not want to take any chances of this girl being bit. So basically, this is the gist. There had almost been, and I'm talking to where guns were drawn. I mean, everybody had drawn guns on each other, and you guys have already been through hell and back about 3 times together. Well, the gist is the RV was pulled over. Pathfinder basically got back on the bike, untied the bike from the RV. Deshawn took the car, and they left. They basically split. Now, that left basically Sam and Betty on the RV with Zachary, Michael, and let's see, who else is on there? The old guy, Gregory, and his 2 kids, and the little girl Samantha. So this massive fight started over the bitten girl. And plus, Deshawn, he did not want anything to do with a bunch of religious, mountain men anymore because of what happened back on the Pinnacle ship. So he wanted Betty and Sam to go along, but things just didn't, it just didn't happen, and they took off. So they took the motorcycle and they took the car. They took some of the supplies as well from under the from the supply stash, but they're gone. They because of the just because of the whole religion thing and because of the bitten girl. They say that she was bitten. All right, so that's pretty much what had happened. So you guys are still traveling down the road. All right. Now, Samantha, she's been back there sleeping. She had her father and mother are dead now. Joe has been taking care of her. He steps out of the rear bedroom and he's looks very tired. He's rubbing his eyes on his head and basically as he sits down at one of the tables in the RV, Greg asks him, is she bit? And Joe did not see any visual bites on her, but she is suffering from a pretty high fever. This is going on as Michael and Zachary are, they're once in a while you'll hear a thud as they run over one of these other ghouls and stuff. So Joe he's kind of massaging his nose and just kind of rubbing his eyes, and it seems like he and Greg are starting to get into a little heated conversation about Samantha again. And he's basically asking if it's really the flu, and Joe, thinks it is. And nothing really comes of it. So what are you guys pretty much doing? You know, you don't have Deshaun anymore. You don't have Cletus. They've taken the car. They've taken some of the supplies, and they've taken the bike.
All right, are we still headed to west? I'm guessing.
Yeah, you are headed towards Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, North Carolina, of course.
Absolutely. Betty, Sam, anything?
I assume that we have all the gear that we had on our person prior.
Absolutely. You
We have the
everything. Yeah. Yep.
The extra gas.
You have a pretty much a full tank of gas. About probably about 4/5 of a tank of gas. Have a ton of supplies down below in hidden storage compartments that Henry had basically, you know, put in the basically to make it look empty, but with false panels, you know, stocked with canned goods and whatnot. You guys are talkative tonight, so we'll go ahead and we'll proceed on
Sorry,
to where.
I was finishing my row.
That's okay. You're knitting? No, no problem. All right. So as the RV travels down the road, all of a sudden, Michael and Zachary say, "Hold on, everybody!" and the basically the RV comes and screeches to a dead halt. Well, as everybody kind of looks out the front of the window, you can see that there are three rough and tumble sort of individuals outside, 2 males and a female. And, you know, they've got their guns. You can tell that they're definitely armed. I mean, it's not like they're pointing the guns at the RV or anything, but there are 3 individuals outside. And Michael
Who's
and
driving?
that would be Michael and Zachary. They've been taking turns.
Okay.
And, you know, they basically open up the door and walk out and, you know, talk to these people for a couple seconds. I mean, do you guys go outside or knitting while playing D&D?
First thing I'm going to ask why he stopped
Come on.
with people who have weapons. Is it an opportunity to talk to Zach, or did they already headed out?
Yeah, Michael and Zachary basically went outside and they're talking with it. It doesn't look like it's a heated conversation. You can just see hand motions and whatnot. So, if you guys go outside, then the others, you guys can ask away. You see.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'm going to leave my bow. I'm not going to carry that. I
Okay.
do want to have my handgun and my back belt.
Okay.
And walk out very innocent-like. And listen to the conversation. I don't want to say too much at the moment.
Okay. So, Misty and Jax and Steve, you see a young boy come out of the, you know, with a fishing hat on and hooks and lures and whatnot, and another middle-aged woman, probably looks to be in her 30s or so. Those two come out and greet you as well.
So we got Michael and Zach are already there talking with us.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can introduce yourselves. I mean, it just got to where, you know, basically what Michael and Zachary was asking, you know, Steve and Jax and Misty. Basically, they were asking, hey, where are you heading? You know, is there anybody else? Do you guys have a camp around here? What's going on? So just basically information. And then, you know, as they're asking, this is when another redhead woman comes up, middle-aged redhead woman, and also a young boy.
Well, I kind of wave at them and you know, say, really glad y'all stopped for us, and we were just about ready to tell your friends here we were were on our way to looking, to heading towards Jacksonville, we'd heard some radio broadcasts some, days before or a week or so ago that telling people to kind of head that way. And y'all heading in that direction, or?
Oh, we are, sir. My name is Sam. What is yours?
Oh, it's nice to meet you, man. My name's Jax, and I'll let the others introduce them. I don't want to step
All right,
on their
hold on a
toes.
second. Just so you know, I appear to be a 13-year-old child.
Sir, that's right. I'm sorry.
Do you have a fan blowing in your mic or something, Velcor?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Howdy, Sam. I'm Steve. It's nice to meet you.
Where are you guys from, Steve? This is this is basically Michael asking you guys, where are you guys from? How'd you guys survive all this time? I'm gonna have to RP this. Just
Well,
like
I'm from
gonna have to
up
RP.
in Greensboro, and I just met up with these folks a few days ago on the road. They'd heard the same things that I had, and it's been rough. It's been rough going for sure.
It's been super rough. We had a small congregation, couple counties back, and the fathers passed away, and a lot of the other people, and it's just been really rough. And then we met these kind people. We kind of had like a problem. Now there's a little girl. Both her mom and dad are dead. Her name is Samantha, and she's in the back there. She's really sick. But now Mrs. Betty here and little Sam, they had a couple other people that were with them, and we kind of hooked up at the church. And then that's when all hell kind of broke loose. There were some bikers and whatnot, and I guess they were after Miss Betty and Sam and Dee Dee and Cletus was his name. They were all after them, and then this Samantha girl that we have, her mom and dad's dead, and how they died was the mom was giving birth to a baby. Well, anyway, short story. She had been bit, so she had become infected. Well, it had also made the little baby infected and made this hideous demon. I mean, this thing, we had to exorcise a demon. We couldn't even see this little thing. And this little thing was flying around the church, and it killed killed a daddy too. And his name was Tim. So now Samantha, she's really sick. She claims she hasn't been bitten. She's been sick for about a week and a half, but she hasn't turned into one of those zombie things, those little shamblers. But her mama, she was not. She said she was not bit too, but it was a couple of weeks since she had been bit. But then all of a sudden, when she gave birth, she died, and then the dad died trying to get on the RV when this baby basically ate his face off. I mean, it was horrible. And we just got out of there. The guns are flying everywhere, and it was hell. So, but then there was a fight on the RV, and then Cletus and this Dee Dee character, he's from Chicago. He was one of those brothers, and then they just kind of took off. They kind of just left left Betty and Sam there. So that's pretty much what's been going on. That's been what's going on with us. But we just met last night, yesterday actually.
That is quite a story, friend.
Sorry, guys, I had a phone call real quick. So, Dave,
Your cell phone's still working? Your cell phone's still working, Misty? Is that thing still working? Oh my, oh goodness.
Am I just making up like a character as I go along here, or do
I'm
you
I'm just calling you Misty.
All right, you call me Misty.
Thanks for playing tonight, Misty. I appreciate it.
Anyway, Misty, arches are brown. Like that sounds like quite a tale. And you're sure this girl you have with you isn't bitten?
I don't think so. She probably would have already turned. I mean, she's just a little girl. She ain't got no adult immune system or anything, I think she would have already turned. But old Joe, old man Joe, we got a Joe. He's back there too. He's been tending to her since, kind of playing like the shadow father figure now that old Tim was dead. But he swears that he doesn't know. He swears up and down. She ain't been bit too. But well, I guess we'll have to. I'll put a bullet in her head if she is. I don't discriminate. So, because it said, all those radio announcements said, if there's anything affected, take the brain out. Take the brain out.
Well, I found that to be particularly effective, taking the brain out.
Are you from Carolina there, Misty? Where are you from?
Oh no, I'm from fairly to the north, in the Virginia area.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully not West Virginia.
Customary country, you know.
Ah.
Just kidding.
Well, it looks like we're all heading towards Jacksonville, and you guys are too. Do you have any spare room?
Well, hey,
maybe tag along
hold
with you?
on there. What have you? What did you say? Your name is Steve? Boy?
My name is Steve, sir.
Where you from, Steve?
I'm from Charlotte.
From Charlotte.
I came up through Greensboro, shortly outside. That's where I met these two.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all wanting to get on the RV, but things are pretty tight. I know we're gonna have to talk amongst ourselves here. He says, I hope y'all excuse us for just a moment. So Michael and Zach and they kind of usher Sam over and Betty over, and hey, well, they kind of got like a little football huddle going on over there. And you can see, as you're kind of looking inside the RV, looking back and forth, you can see that there's a couple more people on the RV as well. It seems like the RV is like a really nice working RV. And, Michael looks at Sam and Betty and says, what do you guys think? You think we should, they seem like they some okay folk. I don't know about Virginia, but I'm a little biased towards Virginia, but I mean, she seems all right out there. All seem all right. I don't know why her cell phone was still working. That was a little weird, but what do you two think?
If we leave them out here, then that's certain death.
Well, sir, I had mentioned before that the more of us there is, the more targets there is.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, little
So
Sam.
the less chance of one of us getting hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are just a couple hours drive away from Jacksonville. I don't know what kind of setup's gonna. I don't know if they've got it walled, the whole city walled off. Jacksonville's a pretty big city. It's probably about the size of Atlanta. But I would, they ain't got no Atlanta population. We just North Carolina. We got a bunch of country bums up here. We ain't got no Atlanta population. I don't know how it's gonna be. So that's a chance we taking. But I mean, if we give them a ride and we'll see how it goes, we give them a ride to the gate and then they can go on their own. I don't have a problem with it. You got a problem with it?
No, are
Over
we
there,
not
Zachary?
going to? Are we not going to Jacksonville?
Absolutely, we going to Jacksonville. But I'm just saying they go their way, we go our way. I don't know
Once we get there, I understand.
I don't know what's going to be set up. I mean, heck, you two could go your own way. I mean, you could see Dee Dee and Deshaun, whatever his name was, the young man from Chicago, and Cletus. Yeah. Yep. We could just kind of go out and just kind of go our own ways too. Well, I've had that mastered a long time ago, so
I think we should just let everyone back on the RV now.
all right, we do it. He kind of turns over and says, "All right, you two can come. Nothing extravagant." He says, "You
I
guys can
appreciate it.
come.
That's very kind of you.
Hey, it's no problem." We get you. We get you to Jacksonville. She'll be the heck of a walk. I'm still intrigued though, Mrs. Misty from Virginia. How you got that cell phone working? Is
I
that
have my
some?
ways.
Is that some kind of like special military type of?
It is. It is.
Let me
See,
s-
I'm
let me see
I'm
that thing.
Military.
You. Oh, shoot. All right.
Mister, it's probably not actually working on a cell phone network. She probably just keeps it for her pictures.
Do you think he kind of looks over at Sam. He kind of comes down at you and says, "You think that girl's crazy and she just calling herself? Make it look like she's talking to someone?" And he kind of chuckles.
I say, wouldn't anyone be crazy in this world?
Yep. I would imagine so right now. Everything going on. Shoot. Yeah. I would imagine so. All right, let's get on now.
Oh, yeah, I take all my gear and everything, load up on the bus. Did give Sam a little pat on the head as I walked by. I said, "You remind me of somebody." And just walk head on in there.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
Are you going to? Is that really? I mean, you have some kind of RP type of thing that you might know about?
No, I'm just teasing.
Oh,
You
okay.
kind of remind me of a doctor back in my hometown named Dr. Folly.
Oh, you're going there. Okay, I got you.
So,
Okay, I thought you might have something planned there. I thought maybe we need to get together.
as you guys are starting to, climb into the RV, you can see that Zachary has got one of the panels on the bottom, one of the storage panels. All you can see is ass and a couple feet sticking out. And he comes out as you guys are starting to pile, and he's got like a handful of stuff, and he goes, "I'm gonna cook us some jambalaya, some good old North Carolina jambalaya." And he's got like a couple cans of canned shrimp, and he goes, "I hope you guys like shrimps, because we're going to have some jambalaya here in a little while, maybe an hour or so." He's got some rice, and he's got some other, he's got some yellow rice and some dried vegetables, and he goes, we're gonna have some jambalaya, we're going to eat good tonight. So he gets on there and he starts cooking some jambalaya.
I hope you're rationing that out. We got 3 more mouths to feed now.
Oh, we got plenty down here. Oh, this old Henry, boy, he really hooked up this RV. We got months and months and months of food. We just got to keep it safe.
Well, it should only take us a day to get to Jacksonville.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, hopefully less than 12 hours. But I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. We're gonna hide the RV ahead of time, or we're gonna drive. I don't know. We could just take it in. I'm sure it'd be like a town or city. I have no clue. Well, anyway, let's get on board and we'll get going. So everybody gets, everybody clamors in and everybody introduces themselves. So Misty, Jackson, Steve, you guys introduce yourselves, and another guy, Old Man Joe, he introduces himself, and tells you that there's a little Samantha in the back, and then there's a couple young boys sitting there, and I'll let you know their names later on. But then Gregory, he announces you that he introduces himself to you, and that's basically the boy's father. So you guys get back onto the road. You guys can go ahead and RP. I have some more RP time if you want. You can do that.
Does anyone have any alcohol?
We do.
Yes, I do. I never leave home without it.
Okay, well, we should probably be using it if anyone gets near the little girl back there in the back.
What are you talking about, Sam? Why are you wasting that good alcohol like that? What is that, moonshine?
No one can afford to get sick. Use it as hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that's a waste, but it is a
That's a terrible waste.
that's a good idea.